Welcome to this great lesson, Finding Investors to Fund Your Business. This is part of a more elaborate course on Fundraising Fundamentals. At the end of this lesson, you will know 1. Why do businesses choose to seek out investors? 2. What do investors look for in a business? 3. How can you find investors for my business? Let's begin. Imagine it's 9:45 p.m., and you are craving a chocolate peanut butter pie. You preheat the oven, get out your ingredients, but oh no, you need eggs. Rushing to your neighbor's house, you ask to borrow the eggs you need. You and your neighbor are friendly, but not necessarily friends. So while she'll give them to you, but she would like 2 of the 8 slices of that pie you are making in return. You are left wondering what to do. Stores are closed for the night, and you're really in the mood to bake that delicious dessert. But if you take her eggs, you will have to give up 25% of your pie. What's the most logical move? Option 1. Make the deal and walk away with 76% of the pie. Option 2. Forget the deal and walk away with 0% of the pie. Results is, while you might not be psyched about parting with 2 slices of pie, your neighbor is actually just investing in your pie. She's taking a risk, since she doesn't know how it will turn out, and you're still getting 6 pieces for yourself. If you don't take her investment, you'll have no pie at all. That makes sense, right? Investments aren't just for people baking pies. Many businesses rely on investors to find the funding they need to start up or expand their operations, as opposed to banks or nonprofits, which generally provide loans that need to be repaid. Investors usually fund businesses in exchange for an ownership stake, also known as equity. Having equity allows investors to share in your profits if your business does well. If you don't succeed, though, they might walk away with nothing. It's often riskier than providing a loan, but it could give the investors a larger payoff. Since investments can be risky, not everyone is willing to get into the game. But, hopefully, you can find someone who wants to work with you. Many people first investors are friends, family members, business contacts, or key employees who want stock. You might not generate much funding from these individuals, but they probably won't ask you to give up too much in return. There are also professional investors like venture capitalists, VCs, and angel investors. VCs typically give large amounts of funding to businesses at their earliest stages. They're willing to take big risks on companies in the hopes of big rewards. Angel investors, meanwhile, tend to base investments on business owners' visions and personal potential. They often give more generous terms and guidance than other investors, providing the businesses they invest in more time to make a profit. No matter who you work with, though, taking money from any investor will offer advantages and challenges. On the positive side, you won't be racking up debt like you would with a loan. That means no regular payments, interest charges, or potential credit issues. You also probably won't have to offer inventory or personal possessions as collateral. Many investors are also to provide useful knowledge and connections, too. After all, they do well when you do well. Plus, if an investor is willing to fund your vision, it might get other people to take your company seriously. Of course, giving up equity means giving up a percentage of your potential profits. If you're a new business, this might not seem like a big deal, but if your company does well, you could be parting with some major money. There's also a good chance you will be losing some control over your business. Taking an investor's money forces you to operate with them in mind. That often means letting them vote on company decisions, like how you should use your profits. Some professional investors, like VCs, require audited financial statements or evaluations of your business from independent accountants before giving you funding. They might even require a seat on your board of directors. Finding investors generally isn't as simple as putting an equity for sale sign on your website. You need to know how to reach those who might be right for you. Start by looking locally. Chambers of commerce or other groups designed to help small businesses in your area might have resources to help you find investors. Business and trade organizations can provide opportunities for networking with potential investors. Other business owners might understand what you are trying to build and know who would want to be a part of it. Many local, regional, and national governments also have economic development agencies. Consider whether they have any information on how a business like yours can find willing investors. Once you've set up a meeting with a potential investor, you need to be prepared to sell them on the benefits of your business. Walk in confidently with a strong, thought-out pitch that promotes your business to that particular investor. Address your goals, your company's unique aspects, what stage of growth you're in, and how much money you need. If the investor agrees to hear you out, you'll need to prove your vision is practical and profitable. Be prepared to present a detailed business plan, audited financial statements, your financial projections for the next 9 years, and market research. After that, tell your potential investor what they will want to know most. How they will make money off your project. Cover how your business will make a profit and how long it will take for them to see a return on the funds they put in. Investors who feel like they can trust you from a financial perspective will probably want to feel like they can trust your company's managers, too. So create a document that discusses your leadership team's best qualities. If you get an investor to believe in your company, you will need to negotiate how much equity you will give up in return for their funding. Make sure to leave these negotiations feeling like you are still in control of your business. A vital tip: getting an investor to trust you can take time. While you might secure investments from friends and family very quickly, angel investors might take 6 months to sign on, and VCs can take 8 months. So keep working while you wait and be persistent without being demanding or pushy. Your job doesn't end when you secure funding, though. Since your investors need you to succeed, you have responsibilities you need to fulfill. In your negotiations with investors, you will probably have to specify a timeline toward their returns, how the investments will be used, and more. So you'll have to adhere to these details after you get your funding. You'll also need to give professional investors an exit strategy, when and how they can sell their stake and cash out. Keep this info in mind as you work. If your investors exit, you'll want to be profitable enough to thrive on your own. Finally, it's important to be prepared if you are hoping to appeal to potential investors. Let's see if you have what you need to put yourself in a position to secure some funding. 1. A tight pitch for your business. 2. A well-developed business plan. 3. An overview of your company's leadership. 4. Audited financial documents. 5. Financial projections for the next 5 years. 6. An idea of how much control you're willing to give up. If you have all those ready, then you are very prepared to secure investments for your business. As a next step, go into your local community and look for investors who might help you realize your vision. Get access to the complete course on fundraising fundamentals by visiting our website at standoutcoachingacademy.com.